with the Hall of Fame.
The 4th overall pick.
Some NFL players get long careers, highlight reels, and farewell tours. Others don't. The 1980s were filled with players who looked like they were about to define the league for a decade, only for the careers to end far sooner than anyone expected. These aren't busts, these aren't disappointments. These are players who entered the league in the late 1970s or early 1980s and were out of the NFL by the end of the decade. And for each one, there's usually a moment where everything changed. Let's start with the most famous what-if in NFL history. Bo Jackson played just 4 NFL seasons, and somehow that was enough to become a legend. One of the moments people still talk about happened on Monday Night Football against the Seahawks in 1987. Bo took a handoff, turned the corner, and simply ran away from the entire defense. Linebackers, safeties, angles, none of it mattered. That run didn't look fast, it looked impossible. And the scary part was this: Bo was still learning. He split time between the NFL and Major League Baseball. He wasn't grinding year-round football reps. He wasn't refining technique the way other stars were. Yet in just 4 seasons, he averaged over 5 yards per carry and delivered highlight after highlight. Then came the 1990 playoff game against Cincinnati. 1 tackle, 1 awkward landing, and his hip was permanently damaged. Bo never played another NFL down. What often gets overlooked is that Bo never had a chance to adjust his game. Most great players evolve as their bodies change. Bo never reached that phase. The league never got to see what a refined version of Bo Jackson looked like, because his raw version was taken away before the learning curve even began. 4 seasons, a handful of unforgettable moments, and a career that ended instantly. Earl Campbell's career didn't end in one moment. It ended one collision at a time. By the time the 1980s arrived, Earl Campbell was already the most feared running back in football. One defining game came in 1980 against Tampa Bay, where Earl ran through defenders all afternoon, dragging tacklers and wearing down an entire defense. There was no finesse to his style. He did not avoid contact, he sought it. From 1978 through the early 1980s, Earl carried the ball relentlessly, often 300 to 400 times per season. Defenses knew exactly what was coming, and it didn't matter. But by the mid-1980s, the toll was obvious. The burst was gone, the balance faded, and the hits had accumulated. Earl Campbell's career became one of the clearest examples of what the league used to demand from its stars. There was no rotation, no snap count, no long-term plan. If you were dominant, you carried the load until you couldn't anymore. Earl played 8 seasons, but his true dominance lasted only a few of them. He retired in the 1980s because his body simply couldn't take the punishment anymore. Earl Campbell didn't lose his career to one play. The game took it from him hit by hit. Billy Sims entered the NFL in 1980 and immediately changed the outlook of the Detroit Lions. One of his signature moments came early in his career when he broke loose for multiple long touchdowns in a single game, flashing the explosion that made him a Heisman Trophy winner. Sims wasn't just fast, he was sudden. He had that rare ability to accelerate through holes before defenses could even react. Over 5 seasons, he became the centerpiece of the Lions' offense and one of the most exciting young running backs in the league. Then, in 1984, it ended. A devastating knee injury cut his career short. There was no slow decline, no comeback arc. Billy Sims played 5 NFL seasons, all in the 1980s, and was forced into retirement at just 29 years old. His numbers never got the chance to tell the full story.
Billy Sims following, gets the bucket, goes outside with a 5 touchdown.
Quick pause. If you're enjoying these deep dives into NFL history, make sure you hit like and subscribe to Pro Kickoff US. We drop new videos every week breaking down legendary careers, forgotten stars, and what-if stories just like these. And let me know in the comments below, which 1980s career ending early still bothers you the most? I guarantee we missed at least one. Every video like this needs a defensive player, and Kenny Easley is the perfect example.
Sipe is back to pass, fires one that's going to be picked off by Easley. He's on his way up the sideline.
One of his defining moments came in 1984, when he dominated games from the safety position, flying downhill in run support and erasing passing lanes before quarterbacks even looked his way. That season, Easley was named NFL Defensive Player of the Year. At his peak, he wasn't just good, he was the best safety in football. Quarterbacks avoided him. Receivers felt him coming across the middle. Kenny Easley played 7 seasons, all in the 1980s. Then, his career ended not because of decline, but because of illness. Kidney disease forced him into an early retirement, long before his prime should have ended. Easley's career is a reminder that not all early endings come from violent collisions. Sometimes the body simply says no, even when the talent is still there. Years later, the league finally recognized what was obvious. Short career, Hall of Fame impact. Joe Delaney's story is different, and it deserves respect. Delaney played just 3 NFL seasons, but in that time, he became a respected teammate and a rising star. One of his standout moments came as a rookie, when he rushed for over 1,100 yards and earned Pro Bowl honors. He played with speed, humility, and toughness. Then, in 1983, his life ended while trying to save children who were drowning. He couldn't swim, but he didn't hesitate. Joe Delaney's NFL career ended not because of injury or decline, but because of who he was as a person. His legacy goes beyond football. When you look back at the 1980s, it's easy to focus on the legends who lasted, but it's just as important to remember the ones who didn't get the chance. Bo Jackson played 4 seasons, Billy Sims played 5, Kenny Easley played 7, and Joe Delaney played 3. Each one left the league far earlier than expected. Not because they failed, but because the NFL, especially in that era, demanded everything.
In the Orange Bowl, Sims ran for 164 yards.
The 1980s gave us incredible football, but it also took a lot from the players who played it. Which career do you wish we had gotten to see play out fully? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoy these deep dives into NFL history, make sure you're subscribed. This is Pro Kickoff US, and we'll see you on the next one.